Hey everybody, thanks for being here. This week we're in Northern California drifting the Trinity River for Steelhead. Brought to you by Corning Ford, Procure, Clackercraft, Yakima Bait, P-Line, Max Lure, Fishfield, Brad's Fishing, Valley Marine, Foley's Fishing Charters, and Fish Hang Products. Now today we might not catch the biggest fish in the river, but if you want to learn how to catch more fish, watch this episode. I'm Justin Wolf and this is Angler West Television. Today we're drifting the Trinity River, a major tributary of the Klamath River in Northern California, and one of the region's most productive steelhead fisheries.
Today we're on the Trinity River. We're going to float down a pretty solitude section today. We got fall run steelhead just coming in. We got Chinook salmon in here too. Egg bite ought to be pretty good when we find some spawning salmon, and we'll see if we can get after them.
Come up from Joshua Tree, California. I live outside of Joshua Tree, Yucca Valley area. Come up and fish the Trinity at least once or twice in the steelhead season.
We're using fly rods today. We're doing a thing called 90-degree nymphing. And basically we're gonna have a floating line on top of the water with the fluorocarbon leader underneath the bobber, presenting our flies, eggs, whatever we're throwing. I can adjust the bobber, I can adjust the weight for the depth we're in. And yeah, it's a very effective way to fish low, clear water. You could get away with float rods, side drifting and stuff like that, but Trinity tends to be pretty snaggy, so this keeps it off the bottom pretty well. We're gonna go down and run here and then start. So today, we got a 9'9" 6-weight, pretty equivalent to a light steelhead rod. We got our bobber. It is a bobber. It's adjustable. I run 12-pound fluorocarbon here, 10-pound fluorocarbon down to my weight, and then off of that we got the business in. Let me show you here. This is a stonefly, rubber leg they call it, imitating stoneflies on the bottom of the river. And then sweet pink cherry, BNR bead, bobber stop, egg loop on the hook, little Procure on there ought to do the trick. Put a little bloody tuna on there, little dab will do ya. And then for our rubber leg, we're gonna run some water soluble shrimp, just because it's got some chenille on there and we don't want to mat the material too much. Barbless hooks on the Trinity River, size 6 owner, size 4 Pat's rubber leg black with a little tungsten bead head. Run a little 16-ounce tungsten weight, which I can adjust as well. I can take the weight out of the equation, or I can slide the bobber down and make all kinds of adjustments. So we got our fluorocarbon up to here, got a butt section here so we don't tie to the fly line. Weight forward fly line will do the trick. Okay, we're going to be on the port side here. I want you to come up here, Mark, about 15 feet out in that slick, buddy. So the object today is to get a dead drift. We want to get a dead drift on that bobber. How you do that is having the right amount of line out and mending. Definition of mend is a fix. Picks that up right there, Mark. There's another rock. Take another stab up here, buddy. What Mark's doing today is going to do a lot of roll cast. Enables you to get out there without having a back cast. Mark, I want you to come middle almost, buddy. Right here. Right in that middle slick right there for me. Good. And that bobber goes down. It's either a fishy or we're running too deep. Good. Another upstream mend. Lift that line up a little bit. There you go. Right there. Now you can let that one ride a little bit. Okay, pick it up again, Mark. We're gonna go on this down part here. There's a big old boulder about 11 o'clock off the boat here. Just try to put it over it. So give me about a 20 footer, about 11 o'clock. Uno más. Yep, right there. Lift high, buddy. Lift that line out of the water. Those hydraulics will grab it a little bit. There you go, right there. So you can tell when you're getting a dead drift with that bobber, it likes to stand up. And that's what we're trying to get, is like it's a marshmallow with no strings attached that you just threw out there, because that's going to translate to the bugs underneath there. Hit that, just in case. Back in. Sometimes those little bites, little fish can look like big fish. Okay, let's pick them up again, buddy. We got a lot of better stuff here. We're just kind of running, gunning. We got about a 12-mile drift today. And I like to make there you go. Get your steelhead card out. Lots of little half pounders in the river too in the fall. It's like I said, it's just the beginning of the fall run. So I like to make long drifts, maybe a run that they're in a little thicker. Basically be some spawning salmon in a spot that they're all congregated at eating eggs. Guys, let's have a seat on this one. It's gonna be a really tight squeeze on the right down here.
Welcome back to the Trinity River. I'm Justin Wolf. We're floating a remote section in early fall, navigating the low water conditions in search of steelhead.
Clacka slides over the rocks real nice. Now, you won't find a lot of the steelhead in the deep water right now. They kind of transition into there later on when the salmon aren't in as much. Looking for that 2 to 5 feet of depth, chop water, maybe coming off a tail out that the salmon are spawning on, dropping eggs. Not a bunch of salmon in the river this year. California's had a rough couple years with salmon, or last couple 5 years. And historically, a lot of the runs that they tend to hold in, and a lot of us guys have our game plan on what to hit. If you were to fish every little single bit of water, you'd be fishing till dark every day. Mark, let me get through this boulder here. And once I do, buddy, we're gonna be on the left. We're gonna run it by that other rogue rock right down there on the left. All right, buddy, ready. Hold on 1 second. I want you to go down at 11, but you don't have to be down there too far. No, pull back, way back, pull way back, back, inside. More, buddy. More. Drop right there. Good.
Oh, that rock.
Yeah, inside. Yeah.
I was looking.
Actually, a little bit more, Mark. Pull back just a bit. Right there. Good. Watch your 6 too. The bushes are close. Little down men too, buddy. The little one. Good. Ready. Yep. Got him. Fish on. Is it?
Yeah, it's bottom.
Okay. Yep. Got him. Oh, back in. That was something. A lot of times I like to keep the gear on this small river up on the top quarter there. Let the flies and the presentation go in front of the boat. It's kind of important that you're feeding, making drifts just like that, like he is, going slow on some of these drifts. Good, Mark. So watch Mark's roll cast here. Nice and slow back, creates a loop, just hits. There you go. I like to overload my rod. So basically, that's a 6 weight. I like to put 7 weight line when I know I'm roll casting a lot. That extra weight on that line helps turn that indicator rig over a lot more. Big weight, big bobber, big rubber legs on there, maybe a Big milled egg. So we're gonna be in some shallower water here. Yeah. I'm gonna slide down this bobber. I'm gonna take the weight out of the equation here. I'm gonna take my little bobber stops, slide them up tight. Nice short leader. Got a good old B&R sweet pink cherry here. Just an 8 mil because the water's so low and clear. I like to create my own hole here in the sweet pink cherry. Let's take my bobbin here, or my threader, excuse me. Pinch that tight. Poke that through the egg. Grab our egg loop ready to rock and roll with the bobber stop already on there. Take the end, put it through, pull the egg on. Slide the egg down over that bobber stop a little bit, about 2 fingers away, egg loop. Pinch the barb. And the most important thing, a little bit of Procure on there. Not too much where you change the color and you want to wipe it in a little bit. Perfect. Let me see that there, Mark.
There you go, Forrest.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And on this guy, a lot of guys could tie the dropper off the hook there. I like to go from eye to eye here. Reason being is you don't take the integrity, or you're not risking the integrity of the hook if you hook a fish, or you hook a fish on the bottom and this rubber leg happens to hook on a rock and pulls the line right off the barbless hook. I don't like to go any longer than my other leader there. On this knot, I'm just doing an improved clinch. On fly fishing, you try to make these knots pretty as small as you can. So I just do a couple loops on my improved clinch, through, always wet fluorocarbon. And with these flies, you kind of want to be careful you don't get those rubber legs in there. Then you got kind of a 90 off of that.
We're going back to the Trinity River, but first, here's your fish field tackle connection. Now today we're using fly rods with a bobber system to present beads and large flies. A very popular bobber style these days is the airlock center lock strike indicator. These lock down tight, they're adjustable, they come in 3 different colors and sizes, and they're biodegradable. Go to fishfield.com and pick yourself up a 3-pack. Now let's go back to the Trinity River where we've got a bunch more fish to catch. We couldn't ask for a nicer morning on the river, but will the fish cooperate?
Little down min, Mark, good. Now just feed it out a little bit. That's where the depth starts right there. Big feeds. If it goes down, it's not bottom. Just a little bit more, what you have. We're gonna lather, rinse, repeat here. Yep, get them, got them. Big strips, big strips. Oh! Check it really quick, buddy. Hey, this is a typical definition of a steelhead run here. It comes off a shallow riffle, 4 to 5 foot of depth all the way down until you get to the deep part of the salmon hole. Right where I'm pointing with my blade up there, go ahead. Little bit further. Yeah, keep that one right there. Yep, fishy, that's fish. Good, let him run. Half pounder, we'll take it. Good hook set, Mark. Gotta start somewhere. Lift, 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 good. All right, we have life. Okay, so we have a hatchery steelhead that got tagged probably in the Junction City Weir, which isn't far down, maybe about 4 miles down. And how I can tell it's not the Willow Creek one, and that's a cleaner tag right there. I got plenty of fish in the freezer, so we'll keep this one alive, but we'll take this tag and it may have some money on it here. Mark may be a winner chicken dinner.
Winner chicken dinner.
Yeah. So I'll just take this guy. I'm gonna clip it right there. Pull that tag out. So what we got here is we got a number. And no winner. But what they want you to do is they want you to send it into the Erickson Way right there in Arcata, California. And what they'll do is they'll send you back some information, how long the fish has been in the river, where they tagged it at, and just take some data from it. Helps out with Fish and Wildlife. We'll let him go. Nice half-pound hatchery steelhead. Go off and
get bigger.
Get bigger. Good job, Mark. So half-pounder is just anything under an adult. We're not necessarily classifying it exactly a half a pound, but I kind of consider anything an adult around 21 inches. So anything under that, we consider it a half-pound steelhead. That one could have went out in the salt for a little bit. Maybe the estuary just decided to come back a little quicker. The half-pounders will often do that. And then he could possibly go out to the ocean this spring and live a little longer and get a little bigger. This is a tributary to the Klamath. Comes in down at Wichipec, down there. Definitely the largest tributary to the Klamath system. Klamath system being the second biggest river in California. It is very, very beautiful water that comes down. Fish tend to like it, and especially right now with the turbidity of the Klamath coming down. A lot of these fish, I think, are seeking some fresh, clean water in their gills when they're swimming up. Yep, got him.
Yep. Little one.
They're liking that rubber leg this morning. Little guy, one on the rubber leg there. And the chopper. Got a little, looks like a little misclip right there. Little misclip hatchery fish. Get them back in, hopefully catch them in a couple years, all big and salty.
Welcome back to the Trinity River. I'm Justin Wolf. So far, we've hooked only half-pounder steelhead, which are in great abundance, possibly due to the turbidity of the Klamath River related to the dam removal. But not all fish in the Trinity are steelhead.
That's a little bigger, maybe. It's either a brown or a jack. It might be a brownie. Lift, lift, lift. Lift, lift, lift. It's a brownie. That's, I think, a brownie.
Oh, they're
brown trout.
First time I caught a brown in this river.
Nice, dude. This brownie's got some lamprey spots to them right there, right there. And what these things do is they latch on with their teeth, got a little barb, they poke it till they bleed, and they're little bloodsuckers. And what that's telling me, that fish has been downriver a bit, because you usually don't see lampreys up this high. Nice little brown trout. They thrive pretty good in this river. A buddy of mine caught one 2 years ago, 32 inches, up in the upper reaches of the Trinity. So there is definitely some river monster browns in here. I don't think the Fish and Wildlife like them that much because they're really aggressive fish and could do some damage to the smolt and fry population, but those fish are pretty resilient. Got them. Good. Half pounder.
Half pounder.
Your new name is Mark Half Pounder.
I'm sure a friend of ours will like that.
Got him. Nice wild half pounder again. I really believe these are almost like little Klamath fish that you see a lot because of how bright they are. I really believe they've been down in the estuary or breathing a little salt a little bit. Nice wild fish, Mark. Get bigger. So we're catching a lot of half pounders, and I contribute that to a lot of fish moving in at the same time. I just feel like they may beat it to the bigger fish. They may beat to the lure or the egg before the bigger fish get to it. Or half pounders. Hold on, check your egg really quick, buddy. And I almost feel like it's almost like when you get a big abundance of jacks when the salmon run, telling you that the next run or the year after that's going to be a very good run. We always don't have a bunch of half pounders in the river with the adults, but sometimes it happens. And then I also feel like maybe the Klamath is a little dirty this year, making a lot of the Klamath fish that might migrate up to the dam or Old Iron Gate into the Trinity River to get some cleaner water. Up, up, up. Got him. Good job, dude. Got him. You see him? Oh, that's a halfie.
Halfie.
Jeez Louise. Oh, strip, 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 left 2. Got him. Rubber leg in the salmon spawning spot. So on this weight system here, we use bobber stops on each side, and I could slide it down my line to change basically the point of contact where my weight's at. So if I'm going something really shallow but I need the depth, I'll slide that up. And what that does, if a fish grabs it, it still has the weight to counterbalance that indicator, so he won't feel it as much if I was to take that weight off, but I'm lifting it up to get it out of the equation. Fish.
Jesus.
Half pounder. They like them rubber legs. Yep, there he is. There he is. Come on. Come on, beat him. Nope.
I hope you found today's episode valuable and it helps you catch more fish. And be sure to watch this episode again and hundreds of other episodes and helpful videos on the Angler West TV YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, without our sponsors, there is no show, so please thank them when you can. Now get out there and do some great fishing.